Good morning, students. Farmer Krieg here. Are you ready to check in on those chicks and see how they're doing? Well, here's the Americanas. You can see they're getting very, very lively, and their wings are getting really strong. As a matter of fact, when I opened their box today to give them new water and give them clean straw and more food, one of them flew up and landed on the edge of the box. So I'm going to have to start being very careful. Only the Americanas can fly so far, but I'm going to have to be careful to make sure they don't escape while I'm trying to clean things up. Here's our Cornish cross. Their wings are also doing very good, but they gain weight so fast that they can't actually jump up and fly yet. So they're also growing really well, and they're eating and drinking. There's one guy standing in his water cup. They tend to do that. Here's our ducks. Our ducks are going to have to move outside pretty soon. They're still very young, and they don't have any feathers yet, just down. But I'm going to have to move them out into the pasture. I'm hoping it's going to warm up pretty soon here, so I don't have to worry about them getting too cold. And our turkeys are also doing quite well. They're still growing. You can see them eating and drinking here. Now the chickens and the ducks are always very scared of people. And when I put my camera down to take pictures of them, they always run away. But the turkeys are curious, and they want to see what's going on. You may wonder what I feed the chicks. So I feed them something called Flock Raiser Crumbles. It's kind of like your breakfast cereal. It's made of all kinds of grain. But to that I have to add something called Chick Grit, which is little rocks. So why do you think I have to feed the chickens rocks? Do your parents feed you rocks? Well, chickens, I don't know if you've ever noticed, don't have any teeth. So anything I feed them, they just swallow it whole. And chickens don't have a stomach. They have two other organs, two other things inside. First, the food goes down to something called a crop, and there it gets mixed with water and fluid to make it a little softer. And then it goes down into the gizzard. And the gizzard is where all the rocks stop, and the chickens use the gizzard to chew their food. Okay, well, let's see how much they've been growing. If you'll remember, this is where we were. Our turkeys were at 90 grams, the Americanas at 112, the Cornish cross at 267, and the ducks at 270. The Americanas are still growing about 10 grams a day, and they made it to 134 grams by yesterday. But remember, even though they grow slower than the other birds, they're the only ones that can already fly. Our Cornish cross were at 267 grams, and then they grew up to 316. That's 49 grams in one day. When they hatched, they only weighed 47 grams. So they're now growing as much each day as their whole body weighed when they hatched. They grew that much again to 364 grams. So that's really fast growth. Our ducks, think they stayed ahead of the Cornish cross? Well, let's see. They grew from 270 to 295. That's still a big jump. That's 25 grams in one day. But they're not keeping up with those Cornish cross. On the second day, they grew another 24 grams to 319. So even though they're not growing quite as fast as the Cornish cross, they are still growing very quickly, and they're growing strong. And as you saw in the picture, they're getting too big for their tub. Okay, let's check in on those turkeys. They're newer. They were at 90, and then they grew to 99. And by yesterday, they were up to 110 grams. So they're growing about as fast each day as the Americanas did, but they're at 110 grams now. Do you think they'll start growing faster? I don't know. We're going to have to check it out. I'll talk to you again on Friday, and we'll see how much they grow in the next 2 days. I hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you on Friday. Bye-bye.